Welcome to the From Egypt to Zion show. Today we're going to be talking about how history repeats itself, the truth about the exodus out of Egypt, the current times in America, and the coming gathering of Yahuwah's elect. This is a From Egypt to Zion biblical prophecy presentation designed for salvation. Discerning the truth. History is not what you were taught. Fact number one. True history has been hijacked, hidden, and whitewashed by white supremacists. Fact 2. Artifacts were stolen out of the original lands of Aboriginal people and are stored in museums, palaces of European kingdoms, or inside the Vatican. Fact number 3. We are not truly free, as we are still in the land of our captivity, living under the auspices of a satanic corporate system. Case in point, everything in this corporation is blinded by curses and made normalized. Although most people don't realize it, there's a play on words, the use of numerology and incantations. These curses are being done, but most are unaware. Example, one must awake. A wake is a type of funeral service for the dead. In the morning, which is a sad state or continence or weeping. To go to work. Work equals slavery or bondage. To continue to earn a living. Earn is a device for ashes in order to pay their bills. You see how there is a play on words, but most don't realize it because it is hidden in plain sight. Fact number 4. When we retire, we are too old to really enjoy the fruits of our labor, as many people often don't make it to retirement age. And the money stored up goes back to the satanic corporation and rarely to the family. And many politicians continue to try to increase the retirement age. So family, we have so many things, so many cards stacked against us. Fact number 5, we have been programmed since birth and have been indoctrinated through the educational system. The satanic educational system, I might add. Choice in the United States is really an illusion. For more information on this subject, you might want to check out a YouTuber's page called Feed Your Mind, The Illusion of Freedom. History repeats itself. Disobedience to Yahuwah brings about generational curses and bondage. In 70 AD, Rome captured Jerusalem. The Israelite and Roman wars began around 66 AD, and they were a direct revolt by the Israelites against Rome's authority. Titus with his Roman army surrounded Jerusalem's walls during the Passover in 70 AD. The Romans built embankments around the walls of Jerusalem, and they placed battering rams, and the war began. Rome brought the Israelite captives to Rome, and over 1 million Israelites were killed. Captains were taken as slaves, and among them was Josephus, the ancient Israelite historian. Some of the Israelites who heeded the warnings given by the prophets were able to escape further into Africa. You see, Yahuwah always warns the masses before the prophecy occurs, as many multiple warnings were given to the Israelites about the impending destruction. However, many did not take heed to the word of Yahuwah and instead continued to drink, dance, be merry, and given in marriage to their own detriment, all while ignoring the commandments and prophecies of the Most High. It is no different today. When you try to warn the sleeping sheeple, many people are taken by unbelief and lack of faith. There is an impending economic collapse, and perilous times are about to take place, a time as never before. In fact, they are taking place even as we speak. History will repeat itself, but this time it will be worse. See Matthew 24, where Yahushua foretells of the destruction of Jerusalem and the temple and the end of the world to come. Negroes, a stiff-necked people who have lost their identities, yet the truth is in the Bible, but they resist the truth. The Bible, a book that contains all there is to know about life. The Creator hid identities of the so-called Negroes and prophecies to be fulfilled. If only the sleeping sheeple, who are the Negroes, would crack open the book and study it. Only then would they learn their true identities and how they were scattered to the four corners of the earth and how to turn back to the Creator and regain His favor. Hosea 4 and 6 says, "My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. Because you have rejected knowledge, I also will reject you from being priests for me. Because you have forgotten the law of your God, I also will forget your children." My Sunday Christian doctrine has really done a number on the Negro. When you tell a Black person they're an Israelite and provide biblical facts and historical facts, many people will tell you no, and they will not believe, because the Sunday doctrine has really blinded the minds of the masses. Isaiah 1 and 3 states, "The ox knoweth his owner, and the ass his master's crib. But Israel doth not know. My people doth not consider." Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 15 through 68 basically describes the condition of true Israel. However, many people do not pay it any attention. The descriptions found therein describes only one race of people, and that is the Negro. But no one pays it any attention. The current state of the Christian churches today. Christianity is now used as a broad term to where even KKK, white supremacist groups, LGBTQ communities, and other commandment breakers can be considered under the term Christians, actually believing that they are doing the will of God. But what God are they serving really? The answer to that question is they are serving Satan, who is the prince and power of the air. However, true Christianity is to be a follower of Christ, Yahushua HaMashiach, and to be set aside through keeping his commandments, laws, and precepts. Number two, the churches today have a form of godliness but deny the power thereof. In the true church, there is power and deliverance, and when a sinner comes in, they don't leave the same way they came in. There is spiritual healing and oftentimes physical healing. There is also true salvation, and the person is truly changed. Number three, the churches today seem to accept lawlessness through this "come as you are, and it's okay to live in sin" mentality. There is fornication, homosexuality, adultery running rampant in these so-called places of worship, and the lines are blurred between these Christian churches and the world. Number four, biblical scriptures has been infiltrated with different translations and new versions. For example, you have the New King James Version, the New Living Version, the English Standard Version, so on and etc. The word of the true Elohim is either compromised, words are changed or taken away from the Bible, or not spoken in these congregations. And what you are left with is feel-good speeches, motivational speaking, and these things are okay to the congregation as long as you don't teach the truth and what sin will bring, which is fire and brimstone and judgment to the lake of fire. People will no longer heed sound doctrine. 2 Timothy verse 1 through 5 says, "In the last days perilous times shall come, for men shall be lovers of their own selves, covetous, boasters, proud, blasphemers, disobedient to parents, unthankful, unholy, without natural affection, truce breakers, false accusers, incontinent, fierce, despisers of those that are good, traitors, heady, high-minded, lovers of pleasure more than lovers of God, having a form of godliness, but denying the power thereof. From such turn away." The coming deceptions and the New World Order. CERN is a so-called scientific organization located in Switzerland, delving into dark and occultic practices under the guise of science with its Large Hadron Collider. They are attempting to unleash the unseen world in its search to find methods to fight against the Most High Yahuwah, the creator of the earth, because Satan is using organizations, groups, and people like these to bend to his will, because he knows his time is short and he is using wicked people to do his bidding. 1 Peter chapter 5 verse 8 says, "Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary the devil as a roaring lion walketh about seeking whom he may devour." 2 Corinthians chapter 2 verse 11, "Lest Satan should get advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices." Coming deceptions and the New World Order continued. Matthew 24 states, "For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ, and shall deceive many. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilence and earthquakes in divers places. All these are the beginnings of sorrow. Then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you, and ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. And then shall many be offended, and shall betray one another, and shall hate one another. And many false prophets shall rise, and shall deceive many. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. But he that shall endure until the end, the same shall be saved. And the gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come. When ye, therefore, shall see the abomination of desolation spoken of by Daniel the prophet, stand in the holy place. Whoso readeth, let him understand. Then let them which be in Judea flee into the mountains. Let him which is on the housetop not come down to take anything out of his house. Neither let him which is in the field return back to take his clothes. And woe unto them that are with child, and to them that get suck in those days. But pray ye that your flight be not in winter, neither on the Sabbath day. For then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, no, nor ever shall be. And except for those days should be shortened, there shall no flesh be saved. But for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened." Probation closes, and Yahuwah's spirit is withdrawn from the earth. Genesis chapter 6 reads, "And the Lord said, My spirit shall not always strive with man, for that he also is flesh, yet his days shall be 120 years. There were giants in the earth in those days, and also after that, when the sons of God came in unto the daughters of men, and they bare children to them. The same became mighty men which were of old, men of renown. And God saw that the wicked of man was great in the earth, and that every imagination of the thought of his heart was only evil continually. And it repented the Lord that he made man on the earth, and it grieved him at his heart. The coming great tribulation. There is a massive caravan of Mexicans, so-called illegal immigrants, coming into the United States of America. The current president, Donald Trump, has been reported as ordering guillotines and also wanting to build a wall. Why? To trap and keep certain groups from leaving? The ghost cities of China, Africa, and many others were most likely built for the elite and their families, as well as some underground bunkers when the world war between Russia and America happens, and or as hiding spots from the return of the Messiah. CERN and their affiliate corporations have already opened up portals from the pitch darkness of the bottomless pit to cross over from the demonic spiritual realm to this earthly physical realm. This is one reason why there is an increase in demonic possession, not to mention an increase in people practicing witchcraft and joining with Masonic and other occultist groups. The coming alien deception is actually demons, fallen angels who will be allowed to persecute those who have accepted the mark of the beast. Yahuwah's people will have to flee into the wilderness and trust Yahuwah's word and await Yahushua's salvation and the great gathering. However, there will be a great weeding out process during that time. Please read the book of Daniel, Revelation, and the book of Enoch for more information on current and future events. The opening of the seals. The first seal, New World Order. And I saw when the Lamb opened up one of the seals, and I heard as it were the noise of thunder, one of the four beasts saying, "Come and see." And I saw and behold a white horse, and he that sat on him had a bow, and a crown was given unto him, and he went forth conquering and to conquer. The second seal, war. And when he had opened the second seal, I heard the second beast say, "Come and see." And there went out another horse that was red, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth, and that they should kill one another. And there was given unto him a great sword. The third seal, famine. And when he had opened the third seal, I heard the third beast say, "Come and see." And I beheld, and lo, a black horse, and he that sat on him had a pair of balances in his hand. And I heard a voice in the midst of the four beasts say, "A measure of wheat for a penny, and 3 measures of barley for a penny. And see thou hurt not the oil and the wine." The fourth seal, death. And when he had opened the fourth seal, I heard the voice of the fourth beast say, "Come and see." And I looked, and behold a pale horse, and his name that sat on him was Death, and hell followed with him. And power was given unto them over the fourth part of the earth to kill with sword, and with hunger, and with death, and with the beasts of the earth. The fifth seal, the martyrs. And when he had opened the fifth seal, I saw under the altar the souls of them that were slain for the word of God and for the testimony which they held. And they cried with a loud voice, saying, "How long, O Lord, holy and true, dost thou not judge and avenge our blood on them that dwell on the earth?" And white robes were given unto every one of them, and it was said unto them that they should rest yet for a little season until their fellow servants also and their brethren that should be killed as they were should be fulfilled. The sky rose back like a scroll. And I beheld when he had opened the sixth seal, and lo, there was a great earthquake, and the sun became black as sackcloth of hair, and the moon became as blood, and the stars of heaven fell unto the earth, even as a fig tree casteth her untimely figs, when she is shaken of a mighty wind. And the heaven departed as a scroll when it is rolled together, and every mountain and island were moved out of their places. And the kings of the earth, and the great men, and the rich men, and the chief captains, and the mighty men, and every bondman, and every freeman, hid themselves in the dens and in the rocks of the mountains, and said to the mountains and rocks, Fall on us, and hide us from the face of him that sitteth on the throne, and from the wrath of the Lamb. For the great day of his wrath is come, and who shall be able to stand? Family, the time to get right is now. There is no more time for error. Playtime is truly over. And if you have liked this presentation and it has edified you, please like, share, and subscribe this video. Thank you for tuning in to the From Egypt to Zion show. And until next time, shalom.